Morning. Today is May 26, 2021. Last night was the full moon. It was beautiful. You couldn't really see it here, but between the clouds you could kind of see it. The night before was almost full. It was beautiful. And we are here offering our daily ashrei, kind of our daily effort to push forward, to take things a day at a time, but to have something in the morning to look forward to carry us through the day. And first we started with Psalms, then we went to the counting of the Omer, and now a vigil for peace, praying that this ceasefire will hold, but also that this 73-year-old war since the 1948 establishment of the nation of Israel will, there's been only really 73 years of war. Moments of some quiet. So it's a vigil for peace. Peace there, peace here. Also, we are praying for the safe return to his family, for our friend Andy, who we've known for a long, long time.
For the healing of the spirit, healing of the body, the healing of the spirit and the healing of the body, for those we know, for those we don't know. On my right, the angel Michael, on my left, the angel Gabriel. In front of me, the angel Uriel. Behind me, Raphael, and above my head, Shekhinah Teah. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim, blessed are you, great healer. Amen. Make the words of your teachings pleasant on our lips, the lips of all of those that come onto our screens, so we can spend the time in learning for the pleasure of it. For healing, for learning, for purification, for cleansing. Adonai melamed Torah le'amo Yisrael. Blessed are you who teaches to your people in this fashion.
Amen. Amen. When we were reading the Psalms together, there was an image of setting the table in the wilderness, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these Mishnahs are really taking from that image.
Can we get a table?
Right.
Can I get a table, Susie? Get a table in the wilderness.
Yes.
Can I get a table?
Because the
for
table. Three. This is a table for three.
Can I get
At
a table
least
for
three?
three?
Has to be at least three.
Can I get
here.
a table for three, Susie?
And it's reminding us that, there are sacred places that we do Torah. And if we don't bring Torah to that table, we'll be trouble.
Can I get a table?
Gotta set that table right.
In the
Gotta set it
wilderness,
right.
can I get a table, Susie?
And you have to be prepared. Not just to eat, right? With blessing, but to
Bless.
nourish and to bless, right?
Amen. This is Shimon Bar Yochai, I think.
Rabbi Shimon Omer. Well, that's good. We could use a little Shimon, but he's pretty rough here. If this is Rabbi Shimon, he's pretty graphic.
He's my favorite guy.
Yeah, so say something about him. Because this is not an easy Mishnah.
Yeah.
Why do you like him so much? Well, of course,
He's the paradigm.
Yeah.
He's the paradigm of the deep teacher, the deep teachings. He brings the deep teachings. And all those who came after him that find themselves giving over the deeper teachings see themselves in the line of Shimon Bar Yochai. Rabbi Shimon.
So, the point of this Mishnah is to remember that whatever conversation you're having, it could be over breakfast, it could be a meal, it could be at the table, working out something, negotiating. You've got to bring God into that conversation. You've got to bring God in. If you don't bring Torah and God in, it's going to be like that putrid drop.
Oh no, not again.
Bad. Yeah, it's worse.
But
Isaiah, right?
He was one of the disciples. He's one of the students of Rabbi Akiva.
So
he wanted to be the first one to be ordained by Rabbi Akiva.
Oh yeah.
But Rabbi Meir was.
Oh, he was the husband of Puria.
Yeah, and he resented that. So.
Oh. Okay.
So Rabbi Akiva had something to teach him. He said, it should be enough for you that myself, your teacher, and God recognize your excellence. That should be enough for you. But apparently it wasn't enough for him, so he still had what to learn,
And that's the point of this. The point is what happens between the time you're born and the time you die. These Mishnahs are all about making that time meaningful and the steps that you have to take to make all of that meaningful. Whether you're at the negotiating table for peace, whether you're, doing homework with your child, or whether you're setting the Shabbat table. Everything you do when you sit together has to have an element of Torah.
A lift,
right? Has to have some learning and some lift and some light and some love, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that true?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because otherwise we won't get it right. We won't
Rabbi
get
Shimon,
it right.
he learned to do it.
Yeah.
He needed a little training, but he learned to do it.
What do you think this means? Oh, well, yeah, it kind of reminds me too. What does this mean? It is as if they had eaten from offerings to the dead. What do you think that means? What does your commentary say about that?
I think it means
the sacrifices that are given over to, the dead. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know what that means. In my mind comes this image of prasad, the offerings that are given to the gods that then the people eat. But that's not the dead. Although, I don't know. I do remember once being at the Kali temple outside of Calcutta, and the priest gave Sarika and I, Sarika was like 16 at the time, and this prasad from Kali, and I'm telling you, it was so goopy. It had been sitting there for days, it looked like, and it had flies all over it. We had been so careful, because, you have to be careful what you eat and drink in India, right? But, the priest was giving it to us, and so we ate it. And, we didn't get sick. We didn't get sick from that prasad, that holy offering to the gods. Because maybe it wasn't for dead, it wasn't in vain. It was given in love. And maybe that's part of this too, that, don't eat of something that's given out of fear. Only out of love. Because it does say, right? 3 who have eaten at a table and spoken their words of Torah, it is as if they had eaten at God's table. At a table where God is present.
This is when, this is how Dr. P would describe the Levitical system to us. You have to understand it as if you are sitting at God's table.
At God's table.
And
right,
have been
nice.
Invited to sit down and eat.
Yeah.
That was a nice thing that Dr. P taught.
So that, for me, that it's like God is always in front of us. God's always right. Godliness, goodness, that lift, that reach, it's always right there in front of us, right? And we don't offer sacrifice anymore in that sense, since the temple's destroyed. But we still set the table. Tables of learning, right? And at those tables, when we offer words of Torah, they become God's table.
Baruch Hashem.
So let's pray that the negotiating tables, choose life over death, right, Suzanne? Right? So, let's pray that the tables where people are negotiating for peace are holy tables.
Okay.
Where God's presence is really felt. You got a prayer for peace?
I do.
Oh, good.
When the upper root and the lower root find each other, they meet at the inner point of truth.
Nice.
Yes, this is it. The inner point of truth will open onto everything, and it will be a secret, generous wisdom. Yes, this is it. The inner point of truth will lift us into everything, within and around a seamless version of the whole, and every individual will be known as a version of God. Yes, this is it.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. Every single version of God. Yeah. Yeah, these missions are really interesting, and I agree. There's something about their flow. And I know we both had trouble sleeping last night. Maybe it was the lunar eclipse this morning. Neither one of us could sleep at all. And tomorrow's Mishnah is about keeping awake at night. And having that not be such a good thing. So maybe tonight, since the lunar eclipse, pay attention to Torah. Since the lunar eclipse has passed us, maybe we'll all sleep a little better tonight. And we continue to pray for peace. We continue to pray for peace
Yeah.
and guard our souls, set our tables, and when we sit at them, to leave space for learning, for lift, for light, for love, for God. Right? Got one more?
The grammar of peace.
I like this one.
Or I'm a preposition. I am Jim, I'm a preposition. Hi, Jim. I'm a through, a to, and of. I used to be a verb, doing or thinking. Before that, I was a something, a noun. I'm more like nothing now. I'm a preposition. Hi, Jim. I'm a toward, a to, and of. Yes, I'm an of. Working on being a conjunction, a with or an and, but not today. Today I'm a near, maybe a to, an of. Okay, thanks for listening.
That's a good one.
May 26, 2021.
Right.
Bless our president, our vice president, our new mayor, and all their noble retinue.
Yeah. Want to sing something? Not too much? Okay. Well, thanks for joining us, and our hope is to be back tomorrow morning, same time, same place, inshallah. Setting our tables for peace and making sure God's presence is wherever we are. Yeah. Thank you, Jim. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a great day. Day of light and day of lift as we continue through the moon cycle of this month.